All right, so today we are going to learn how to use the traditional method and the partial quotients method for long division, and not just one digit long division, which we've already completed, but two digit divisor long division. So in your journals, you already have set up your learning goal, and we are going to start with the traditional method. Okay, so we are going to divide. Let's do 2,525 divided by 4. Go ahead and copy that in your journals. And if we were going to estimate what our quotient might be, oh, and I forgot a digit. Let's do 42. If we were going to estimate the quotient for this division problem, who thinks they might know how we would do that? Elise?
Round the divisor
Okay, so Elise says round the divisor
and use compatible numbers.
and use compatible numbers. Beautiful. So if we have 42, Elise, what do you think we should round the divisor to? What are we going to round 42 to?
40?
40. Nice job. All right, so if we're working with 40, who thinks they know what our compatible number should be for 2,525? Will?
2,530.
2,530. We wouldn't be rounding it enough, or it has to be a compatible number. Ella? 2,400. So Will, can we say that 24 and 4 are compatible with each other? Can we look at this and do mental math to find the answer? What's the answer?
60.
Is it 600 or is it 60?
60.
Why? Why is it 60?
There's 40. It has 4 times 6 equals 240.
4 times 6 equals 240.
There are two zeros.
There's 2 zeros.
And if there were 1 0, it would be 6. But since there's two zeros, it would be 6.
So 2,400 already has a 0, and so does 40. So we only need one more 0. Very nice job. So what does our estimate tell us about this division problem? What does it tell us? Marin? The answer is going to be somewhere around 60. Very nice job. All right, so let's do this. Ready? So remember that we're doing the traditional method. So we're going to write our dividend, and we're going to write our divisor. Go ahead and copy that down. All right, so I picked a kind of hard problem for us to start with, but we can do this. Ready? Just so now we're looking at the divisor as a whole. So we're not breaking up 42. We're using it as 42. Does 42, let me try to underline it. Does 42 go into 2? No. Does 42 go into 25? No. So this is why it's harder. Does 42 go into 252? Yes, it does. So before we start writing in our quotient, we have to start trying to do like a guess and check. So we need to figure out, okay, we know it's not what? It's not 42 times 1. Can it be 42 times 3?
No.
What's 42 times 3? I heard it, 126. All right. So if we double that, what is 42 times 6? So what's double 126? Ella? If we double 126, Will?
252. Yeah.
Oh my, that was an accident. Oh, 252. So we totally did what? We got the exact number that we need to have. Yeah, 42 times 6. So we're going to go ahead and write down our 6. And we know that 6 times 42 equals 252. What's our next step? No, we need to subtract. That equals 0. Bring down the 5. Does 42 go into 5?
No.
No. So are we done?
No.
Good job. We're not done. What do we have to put in our quotient, Campbell? A 0. 0 times 42?
0.
Subtract.
5.
What is that 5? Our remainder. Okay, so we have 60 remainder 5. What was our estimate? 60. Okay, our estimate was 60. All right, so we just worked on 2,525 divided by 42. We're going to turn the page now, and we are going to try a similar problem, but this time we're going to use the partial quotients method. Okay, so let's this time do, we had 2,525, and this time we're going to do divided by, let's do 22. Okay, so let's do divided by 22. So we started off by estimating, and Elise got us started, and she did a great job estimating the divisor. So Will, if we were doing the same thing with this problem, where would we start? We're going to start with the 22. Very nice job. And what are we going to round that to? 20. We want to make it nice and easy. Okay. All right. So now we need a compatible number for 2,525. Is 25 a compatible number with 2? No, it's not. What's a compatible number? Logan?
2,530.
We just said 25 wasn't a compatible number. So we don't want to keep 25 at the beginning. Brooklyn? 2,000 would work. A little small. Marin?
2,400.
Let's try 2,400. So Logan and Brooklyn, see how that number is really close to 25? 24? Okay. So if we were doing mental math, how easy could we do this? 2,400 divided by 20. What do we get? 120? Okay. So this means that our quotient is going to be around what? 120. Very nice job. All right, so let's go ahead and copy our problem, 2,525 as our dividend, and 22. Boys and girls, if you're watching at home and you're watching this video and working it out, I really recommend that you make up different numbers and follow along as far as the steps. Pause the video as often as you need to, rewind the video as often as you need to, but definitely try this at home with the same numbers is fine, but then you have to practice with totally different numbers, okay? All right, so remember this is partial quotients. All right, so we are looking at how many times does 22 go into 2,525. But this time we are going to use partial quotients. So Ella is like the queen of partial quotients. And here's the recommendation. We're going to start with easy, we call them friendly numbers to multiply. So I already know what Ella's about to say. But Ella, where would you like to start? 100. Ella says 100. Anyone want to explain why Ella is starting with 100? Will?
Because 252, like you can go into, no, 22 can go into 100.
Not quite. Elise?
Because 22 times 100 is 2,300.
Isn't it easy to multiply 22 times 100? And Elise already answered that. She said that it was 2,200. So we are taking our divisor and we are multiplying it times 100. So go ahead and write down your answer. And then we are going to subtract. Persistence, what do we get as our answer? 325. So now we're looking at how many times does 22 go into 325. Now remember how we used 100? That was so nice and easy to multiply 22. Where should we go next? Sky? 10. 10 is nice and easy. So now we are going to multiply 22 times 10. Go ahead and do that in your journals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 22 times 10, 220, and we're going to subtract. And what do we get left over? Amaya? 105. I'm going to change the color again. So now we have 105. Can we do another 10? No. Can we do half of that?
Yes.
Okay. The class wants to do half of that. So what's half of 10?
5.
They want to do 5. So now you are doing 22 times 5. Go ahead and do it. There's a lot of confusion going on. What's wrong? What's 22 times 5? 110. So what's the problem?
It's 5 more than.
It is 5 more than what we need. So if we can't do 5, then what should we do? Brooklyn? Brooklyn says maybe let's try 4 instead. So we're going to erase our 5 and we are going to try 4. So now we are doing, and let me erase this as well. We are going to do 22 times 4. Is it still nice and easy?
Yes.
It is. Boys and girls, what's 22 times 4?
88.
88. Go ahead and subtract. All right, so when we subtract 105 minus 88, Hannah, what do we get? 17. Can we squeeze another 22 out of there?
No.
No. So are we done?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no.
So this becomes our remainder. Okay? This is our remainder. Now we need to add all of our partial quotients. So go ahead and add them up. And you have to be very careful. So 100, 10, and 14 gives us remainder 17. And that is our answer. Okay? Very nice job.